everybody. I am coming to you with another video today. I wanted to talk to you about a popular verse that's often taken out of context. It actually used to be my favorite Bible verse, and it probably still is. Actually, when I first became a believer, I was 14, and I had this plastered everywhere in my room, in the bathroom. Like, I get a whole bunch of mementos that said the verse, and it's even hanging on my door right now. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, is the verse. And it helped me through a lot of hard times. And like I said, it still does. But I think a lot of people don't realize what this verse actually means in the context of, like in the Bible. I think a lot of people will misuse it. Like, when they're talking, they're like, "Yeah, I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me," and they'll put an emphasis on their own strength, and really the fact that they can do everything in really their own strength with Christ's help. And while that's kind of correct, I think it gets taken out of context because we can't do absolutely everything we put our mind to. Sometimes things get in the way of that. People's choices get in the way of that. Our physical condition gets in the way of that. Circumstances in life get in the way of that. So I think probably a more appropriate way to say this is, I can't get through this by myself, but Christ will strengthen me. Christ will help me through it. And I think our society has a tendency to just emphasize that we can just do anything that we set our mind to. And I think that can be good in the regard to that we are somewhat empowered when we set our mind to things, right? Our thinking is powerful. But I'll use me as a kind of extreme example. I have had a disability called cerebral palsy since birth. I've been using a wheelchair since about the time that I was 8 years old. My cerebral palsy isn't like MS or Ehlers-Danlos or muscular dystrophy, in that it's progressive, but it gets worse. Like, it can get worse with age, in the way that your body just ages and it becomes stiffer and more spastic and stuff like that. But it isn't in nature progressive. But I've been using a wheelchair to get around for that long, and nothing that I think is going to make me walk again, right? I can't just think it in my mind and picture myself climbing Mount Everest and be able to do it. I believe that if God performed a miracle on me, if he healed me, which, that is something that I still pray for, because I believe that he can. I don't know if he's going to do it on this side of heaven, because I cannot choose what God does. But I can tell you that I've been struggling with a lot of chronic pain in the past 7 years or so, and he's made that a lot better, because I have another chronic pain condition that developed, and in recent months he's made that a lot better. And I prayed every day that it would get better and that he'd he'd do a miracle on me. And I think he does miracles in many, many ways. But I know that if I got out of my chair and walked tomorrow, which I fully believe that that can happen if God chooses to heal me. And I don't know why. I still don't know why he chooses to heal some people and not other people. I'm not God. And I know that I don't have to figure that out because everybody in heaven is going to be healed and perfect. And I finally had to lay that to rest. I finally had to put it down and be like, it's okay if I don't know the answer to that question, why God doesn't heal everybody who prays. It's okay if I don't know the answer to everything, because if I did, I wouldn't need God. And since I've been praying for healing in my own body, I've gotten closer to God. I've asked him questions. I've sought him more. I've opened up my heart to him in different ways. And he has shown me that healing, and he's also shown me a lot of emotional healing. So healing comes in all different forms. But my point is that there's no way that I can heal myself. I can't just decide in my mind to climb Mount Everest and have it happen. God has to give his permission for that to happen. And I truly believe he can. But I know that I can't do it in my own strength. It's through him who gives me strength to do things, right? So if he decided to heal me, then it would be him who was actually giving me the ability to walk. And I think that can be true in any circumstance. He can give us the ability to perform our job well. He can give us the ability to grieve and get over somebody who died, and he can heal our hearts in the process. He can give us the ability to get through a really hard financial circumstance, even when we lose our job and we can't afford groceries. He often gives us people and resources to carry us through. But the key is that it is the Lord that is providing that strength to get us through all things. And I think we often emphasize our own strength in today's society, not just within ourselves, like not just amongst ourselves, but everybody talks about how we have to be strong, and it's making a lot of people break. That's why we see such a rise in mental health problems, because we're expected to do it all and be, you know, be everything. And I am here to tell you today that if you give God everything, if you expect him to be your everything, you are going to be blown away, and it will be so much better than you have ever possibly imagined, because you won't be in control, right? But that will be a good thing, because God's plan for our lives is so much better than any plan we could ever possibly think of. So just surrender. Surrender to him today. Surrender to him today and see how he shows up. See how you can do all things not on your own, but in Christ who strengthens you. Thank you so much for being here, and I really am praying for you every day. Talk to you later.